Hi everyone. Oh, that's bright. Whew. I don't know why it's so bright. Okay, much better. Okay. So hope everybody's doing good tonight. Um, okay, so. Yeah. Okay. So, looks like we're all ready to go. Camera seems to be a little weird on me. I don't know why. It looks a little different. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, just waiting for a few people to come in. Looks like I'm having little issues with the stream, but it's all okay. So if I do kind of go in and out, don't worry about it. It's all good. So let's start reading, I guess. Okay. So Cup of Joe 140. Cup of Joe 140. I usually see you on the YouTube side. Yeah. Are you gonna have problems selling your house? I hear no. Let's see what the cards say. So, basically the cards are saying that with logic they will be sold. It's kind of one of those things I think that the feeling is not the way you or what you're expecting. So you may have to adjust it or perhaps adjust the cost or whatnot. But I just kind of feeling it will, but not in the amount that you want it to be. So have some flexibility and it'll be sold. Hopefully that helps. Let's pull up my sleeves because they're booking the crap out of me. Okay. So, Cora Lee. Shooting. Just a general read. Okay. So I'm talking to a female on the other side for you. I'm kind of getting the feeling that there's going to be, over the next few months, it's going to be kind of like a bit of issues within the family. You'd say it's nothing major, but I just kind of feel that it might push your patience to a limit, as she says. But it's also about, um, it's part of you learning not to, learning which situation to be in and which one you don't have to be in, even though you may be dragged in. But it's more about putting your hands up and say, nope, not getting involved. And actually, saying no to people. The other thing I'm kind of seeing is that there's kind of changes coming for, I'm not sure if you're working or just working with your hands, but I'm also seeing changes with that kind of movement. Yeah, so it looks like you have a job or whatever you're doing. You may see some changes coming there. I don't see them as being negative changes. I see them more as uh, challenges. Um, and she's also holding on to a baby, so which might mean a new addition to the baby, or somebody overall, the family, not just you, but overall. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of these little changes that come up, and maybe the work is related with the baby. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so there's a lot of things that we have to kind of look at, and or at least what she's kind of looking at you is saying, yeah, don't worry. Um, changes are all up. Changes are coming over the next year, but nothing major. Um, the only thing she's saying is that you're a little stubborn. You're not listening to her. But she says you always have been, so it's all good. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I apologize, people, if you're getting some buffering. It's Facebook. Okay, so well, happy birthday, Donna. I hope you have a good day. I mean, birthdays are always important to have a good day. Whether it's with families or friends, or it's always good to have somebody around. Yeah, I know. I'm really close and all stretched out. I don't know why. Weird. Fix it next time. Let's not play with buttons, because if I play with a button, then everybody's going to be gone. Dum dum dum. Just okay. I was talking to somebody and I completely lost you. I am sorry, Donna Shingra. Okay, so yes, the birthday girl. So what I'm seeing for some reason, and I don't know, I'm just going to say it, I have no idea why. There seems to be like a grandmother, older figure. Um, uh, and I see her holding a little cupcake, a little chocolate cupcake. It's got the light on it, or geez, I can't talk properly today. A candle lit. Um, it's kind of like handing it to you and basically saying, "This is for good luck over the next year." Um, so there's kind of all kinds of little spirits that's hanging around you, and they're just kind of coming in and just like sitting on the table and waiting for, um, I guess, your birthday. But certainly enough for them to say they're here to celebrate. So whether you have people around you or not, you have all these spirits that are around here to celebrate. So the message for you too is to maintain your health over the next little while. So watch your sugar, all that kind of stuff that everybody tells you. I don't think I need to tell you. All the spirits say it the same thing. And there's going to be almost like a young boy that's going to come up and almost want to connect to you or connect to you spiritually, like from a past life or whatnot. But it's kind of going to be surprising to you. So she also says good things are coming to you over after your after your birthday. I see, being happy doing things, but I'm also seeing you saying goodbye to somebody that's going to make you a lot happier. And it's just a relief of all the stress being released. But anyway, so it says, have a good day. Get somebody else to clean the dishes because you deserve it. And should be with you when you celebrate. Anyway, so that's all I have for you, Donna. Again, happy birthday. So, where was I? I keep doing this. I'm sorry to hear that, April. It's always tough losing people close to you. What's their name? April. Yeah. So the first one that I'm picking up on is like a grandmother. She's got a big smile like they mostly do, and just kind of, she's letting you know that, first of all, that she passed over really well and that she's very happy. I'm not quite sure who you're referring to, whether this is the grandmother or not. But, she's also saying that don't grieve in a negative way, grieve in a positive way, because then you'll be able to see and talk to them a lot sooner than if you grieve in a negative way. And she just says that the person who passed is always around you, so don't worry too much about it. And she also wants you to know that that person who's passed is now holding your hand. So if you feel any like little prickly feelings in your palm or whatever, then that person's holding onto your hand. So it says, don't worry, it's all good. And they heard you say goodbye, so trying to pick up more because there's another person standing behind her that's a male. I'm just trying to understand what he's trying to say or who he is. Again, these are quick reads, so it's hard to get like all the messages in really fast type of thing. Okay, so what she's saying in the end is that everybody that's passed is met by a family member who will then bring them back to you. So everybody comes back. So listen to those thoughts and they'll be there. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I know it's a little cryptic or not so much messages, but that's all I'm getting. Hi, Patricia. Okay, so Jean Louise. Oh yeah, so we just deal with the two spirits that are hanging around you. I see there's three. There's a grandmother, grandfather, then there's the lady, which is saying that she's your mother. Um, and the feeling I get that getting from her is just letting you know that um, she says she's there. She's kind of hangs around the house and does odd things, but she's also talking to you all the time. So you may get this feeling that she's there, or um, kind of humbled that she's still watching over you. Is what I'm hearing. It's from the grandmother. Um, but like most mothers, they'll move things, they'll make your pictures crooked, and they'll just, if you suddenly think of them for no apparent reason, that's why. Then you'll know they're there. Um, no, she says that over the next little while, there's going to be a celebration in the family. Um, and it's just a feeling that I'm getting from them is that, she says there's going to be a joining of two, which may mean, there might be a marriage coming up or engagement. Joining of two could also be for projects too. But it's all about celebration over the next little while. And she also says for you that you're finally going to be happy. Things are going to change into your direction. And she says, stop worrying about so many people. She says, you don't need to worry like that. Focus on yourself and make sure that you're okay before you help other people. I don't know why I'm seeing a new car, but I'm seeing it packed. So I don't know if this means that you guys are moving, or going on a long trip. But she just shows you getting into the car and being happy about it. So these are changes that are coming and that you're going to be kind of relieved that they're happening. I don't know why she's showing me that the lawn needs to be fixed. You see it kind of gray. So she says, the state of the lawn is what you feel about yourself. Anyway. I think she's kind of mentioning, and she's showing me the same thing in the garden, so you may be going through this year with a bit of water issues. So just make sure you keep an eye on them. Anyway, so she says she loves you and that she'll always be there. Anyway, so take care. Bye. That's all I got for you, Jean. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Danielle. I don't know if I said that right or wrong, because my wife always says that I say names wrong. Okay, so Anne Matthew. No, I really suck at the English language. I don't know what the difference between an A and N and an A and an E. Because there's a the two names are right on top of each other. Anyway, from your son. Okay, so here's the image I see. I see like an older lady with an older man with a male standing between them. They got their hands on him, on his shoulders, and it's just kind of an image saying that, that all three of them are having a really, big smile, and they're very happy. And it's coming from the other world because there's no sun or anything. It's just light. So one of the messages I'm getting is that, because they are pointing at him and saying sun. Maybe that's why I said there's no sun over there. Anyway, so he shows himself around 18, perhaps younger, maybe even 15, but just a young male. So the message to you from him is that it's like a relax. He says, everything's fine. He's good. He just wants to apologize to people that he left that soon. But even though he left this soon, he is still around people helping them move forward, even though he couldn't. But he passed without pain, so he's good. So he says, a lot of that. I see somebody crying over a sink, like throwing something in the sink and standing there crying. Anyway, it says, you've got to kind of take away the stress that's in your life, and you got to realize that nothing's really your fault. He says everything that happened is supposed to happen. Why is he? I don't know why he's doing that, but no, you can't. Sorry, there's a cat trying to get up. He's just showing me a hand with a ring that's missing. I don't know what he's trying to show me. So in short, he's saying that he's doing great. You don't have to worry about him. Just relax, take the stress off you, and he'll be there to help you for the rest of your life. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Yeah, it's not that much, but it's all I'm hearing. That's for Ann Matthews. Come on. Move. Just scrolling down here. Yeah. Not many people tonight, so so I'll just scroll back up since there's not many people here, and I can do a lot more. Okay, so Anne Marie. Oh yeah, so your mother. So, the one thing I'm kind of seeing from your mother is I don't know why she's saying this, but She just says you're putting stuff on your face wrong. So I'm not sure if she's referring to makeup or cleaning stuff or whatever, but she just says you're doing things on there wrong. Um, um, so kind of like, don't rub as hard. Anyway, oh, she's referring to a child. Sorry, not you, the child. So she says over the next 6 months or so that you're going to have to spend a bit of money on where you're living. So it might be, if you're in an apartment or whatnot, you may have to get stuff done by the apartment people, or you want to put new stuff in there, like furniture or whatever. But I just see that, that you're going to be spending some form of renovation. So it's more of you being a little bit more cautious on the money that's going to go into this. I also see kind of a message saying that, beware of stairs. Don't run down the stairs without holding the railing, or else you're going to trip over, or something's going to trip over you. Almost like an animal. It's going to trip you. Something runs through your feet. Anyway, her prediction is don't rush. And she says, sometimes junk food is good, but make sure you also have some good food within you. Because she sees there's too many pizza boxes, which usually refers to as junk mail in the house. So kind of like, hey, let's get some real food in there. But she says, you're such a beautiful person and you don't seem to want to acknowledge that. So she says, you're being too bombarded by other people. So listen to yourself first, and then you'll see that everything works fine. Stop judging yourself against other people. You are you, you be you, and who cares what other people think? Anyway, so that's all I have for you, Anne-Marie. I hope that helps you in some way. Okay. So, Sarah Jane. I lost something. Yeah. And generate. I don't have my regular cards with me, so I'm just using spare cards. Different type of cards, so. So, I don't know if you remember if you have a husband who's passed, because there's a male that's standing beside you. So there's kind of a card here saying that expect the next 6 months when it comes to money to be a bit tight. Doesn't mean you're not going to have it. It just mean you're going to kind of have to keep an eye on it, or perhaps don't buy so many Tims like I do. But I also see working with children, whether it's your children or somebody else, but I just see like you sitting at a table with children, perhaps grandparent or whatnot. It's almost like a school environment. So I'm not quite sure why I see that, but it's just kind of like passing information back to, the stuff that you know down to the people you feel should know it. There's also knight in shining armor, which means somebody's going to help you with to do things, or perhaps get rid of some issues that are around you. So it's kind of like the little new things that are coming up, um, that are just going to, make you happy. But this man is kind of saying, go out and enjoy life. He says, go walk on a pier, or whatever's near the water. Sit at the edge of it, enjoy the water in your feet. Because he says, once you do that and you're connected to nature, then he says that all that stress that's inside of you is all going to kind of disappear for the time. And you're going to be able to look at the stuff you're doing or what's stressing you, and be able to eliminate the ones that have no purpose to you, and work on the ones that have purpose with you. So, says, women's shoulders are very, very big, but there's a certain amount of time with the stuff that they carry on their shoulders that will start to spill over. Spill over down to their feet, and they'll trip over them and fall head first. So take some stress off your shoulders. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Okay, so that was for Sarah Jane. So, Reels, Amanda? Your spirit guide. Okay, so the one thing that you actually have 3 spirit guides, just to let you know. So the main one is a female one. She's kind of like an administrator. You also have a male that's kind of teaching you how to communicate with spirits. And then you have a third one, which feels like very much like a grandmother, who's kind of like guiding you through stuff that you need to know about the spiritual side. Because she says, unless you know the stuff about the spiritual side, you won't understand the messages that are coming to you. It's more of a feeling that you are going into a phase in your life on the spiritual side that you're going to feel it kind of pulling away from you. So you may feel a bit confused, or why it doesn't feel right, or that you're not connecting, or whatever you're doing. But what they're doing is they're getting you ready for something new. And it's kind of a feeling, like your grandmother's saying, is that you're stuck in this kind of place in the spiritual world that you really don't know where to go. So it's like creating a tunnel. And they're going to shove you into this tunnel, which means they force you to do something. And when you get to the end of this tunnel, they said you're going to be a lot more learned. However, this tunnel will probably give you little ups and downs, or maybe some stomach aches, whatever, as you go through that. I'm not talking about physical, I'm talking about spiritual. So it's going to be a whole new lessons coming up that's going to be up and down, and I think a lot of it has to do with the psychic side, or perhaps even the mediumship side, but kind of away from the healing side and more into like the psychic medium, getting messages type of thing. So don't be surprised if your dreams get more vivid, or thoughts about people get more vivid or whatnot, because that's basically the change that's coming. But overall, says, this might take a few years, so don't expect it overnight. So, and a lot of things she says that, people expect it to happen right away, but however, spiritual growth is very much a very subtle, very slow process that comes over time. And they do that so you won't go crazy. Anyway, so that's all I have for you from that side. I hope that helps you in some way. Okay. Okay, so that's about all I have for tonight, everyone. So take care, and hope everybody has a good week until we see you next time.